162,053 blades of grass. Smells like game day. Whoa.
It's time for Ball Talk with Sanford and Johnny. From what's happening on the blue at Boise State to the Mountain West and beyond. The biggest storylines, the best guests, and most outlandish opinions from two dudes who eat, sleep, and breathe college football. Ball Talk is presented by Circa Las Vegas and Circa Sports. Check out the world's largest sports book at Circa and watch the game at Stadium Swim on your next trip to Las Vegas. Book your trip today at circalasvegas.com. Ball Talk with Sanford and Johnny, featuring former Boise State quarterback and longtime coach Mike Sanford and KTIK 95.3 FM The Ticket's Johnny Mallory on Bronco Nation News.
Season 3, Episode 4. Hopefully this edition of Ball Talk is finding you well. John Mallory, Coach Mike Sanford. I heard that intro and it said the best guests. And I thought, we got to ask our listeners and wonder what type of guest, who we would want to bring on, open up that Mike Sanford Rolodex just a little bit. And try to get a big-time guest. Last year we had Stink Schlereth, the Vandal legend, and you loved it. And we'll see who we want this season. Sandman, what's going on, man? Let's get after it tonight.
Hey, what a big week, man, for the Boise State Broncos. A big week for state of Colorado. I'm excited to have my alma mater coming just within about 45 minutes of where I now call home and where I'm working and all the things. So it's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun.
How's the season going? I mean, your football team, you flew to Las Vegas to play a game. How'd that go? And last time we talked, you said your offensive line is averaging like close to 300 pounds.
Yeah.
How are they playing? Brock Heward and you communicating through the headset, just the genius of football mind. God, if I could only just have one of those headsets and be a fly on that wall, Sanford. But how's the season going?
It's going great. We had a bye week last week, so we finished out 2 weeks ago. Our last show was ahead of the trip to Vegas. Ended up playing my dad's old high school program that he led to two state championship appearances last year and the year before. And so they were a top 3, top 4 team in the state of Nevada and had a successful trip there. We won 49-21, scored a bunch of points, and still haven't put together the full complete performance, but we're 3-0 right now and play a rivalry game against a longtime high school Colorado superpower, Mullen High School, the Mullen Mustangs. There have been quite a few famous NFL football players from Mullen High School, but I'd have to look it up before I cite them, because you'll check me on that.
Good stuff, man. We want to talk Air Force Week, a bunch of stuff. That helmet behind you. If Jeremiah Dickey called Mike Sanford and said, Coach, we want you to pick the uniform and the helmet logo and everything, what are we going with this week?
Gosh, I still love the Stormtroopers, man. All white, the white on white with the big Bronco white helmet, huge Bronco jersey on the jersey number on the opposite side away from the oversized Bronco. I like white on white on the road, especially going to it's kind of a militant type of a trip, man, to the Air Force Academy. And this is a week, man. This is a must-win week especially for what you just watched. And, Air Force in their last road trip went to Logan, Utah against a kind of a, who knows what the Aggies with Bronco Mendenhall have. And shoot, they hung up a crooked number offensively, half 100 points against the Air Force Falcons. Just a really interesting matchup, a really interesting time for both of these teams. But at the end of the day, man, this is the beginning of the final season of Mountain West play for Boise State, and likely what will be the final game against Air Force for the foreseeable future.
I mean, where are you? Yeah, so you wouldn't want to play Air Force if you don't have to,
No.
if you're in Boise State's position.
No.
So I guess us talking about, kind of a coach's prep for Air Force. I mean, I guess it's as advertised. It's not BS. You really do have to kind of maybe change some philosophies, change kind of how you go about your business. Let's start right there. I mean,
Yeah.
What you hope is the last time your alma mater has to tussle with this academy and Troy Calhoun, great man, great coach, as you know as well. What are the biggest differences, between for a head coach getting ready for an option?
Well, it's a completely different mindset and paradigm. First off, your defense has to prepare with a completely different strategy, a different plan in mind, because you have to be option sound, option responsible, and all 11 guys got to do their job. And so you also have to have depth, because Air Force can go on these, they can average 2.5 yards per carry and essentially stay on the field for what sometimes feels like a 16-play drives that last dang near a quarter. So you got to have fresh bodies that are available, that are also accountable within the scheme, and know what the adjustments are, know what the gap integrity is in the defensive front, know what the option, who's the dive guy, who's the pitch key, how are you handling the veer, how are you handling the counter option, the flop option, even some of their shotgun components that Air Force has done a little bit more than maybe some of the other service academies historically. There's a lot of option responsibility, and it takes a yeoman effort. And then the offense side of the ball, heck, even special teams, man. Every single possession and every single special teams play is going to be highly important. I mean, we're talking about as important as it can potentially get, because you got to operate and execute, because you don't know when you'll touch the ball the next time because of the nature of that option attack. And
what's a typical possession count? And then what's a typical versus Air Force offensive possession count? What do you got in your head, Coach?
I've had nightmare. I'd say an average possession count is 12. Each team's going to get 12 opportunities to score a touchdown. And I'd say, there's obviously, I'd say plus or minus 3, deviation. If you're playing in a old school Big 12, Mike Leach matchup, you might see the 15 to 18 times. But if you're playing against, old school Stanford, when I was there, I mean, there's a chance that you were going to touch it 8 times.
You guys were crazy like that. Yeah.
But I'd say that I think that you can pretty much bank on a good, clean 7. Just like 7, you're going to get 7.
Okay.
And, there's more. The thing about, and this is something for you to watch closely, Bronco Nation. When you're watching an academy team, because their ball handling is so minute and detailed and precise, there are issues with the ball handling. And if you see a couple fumbles, particularly in the first half from the Air Force Academy, if they lose those fumbles, whether it's an option pitch, the dive back doesn't take the ball, you're going to win the game. But if they don't put the B on the G, the ball on the ground, and they're executing that offense at a high level, that's a very, very difficult offense to stop. And I don't care who you have as your coordinator. Now, one thing I will say is Air Force last year and the year before weren't the same team they were in 2022. 23, I believe, was okay. It was pretty good. It was last year that was bad. Last year was bad.
Yeah.
2022 was that great team that Boise State struggled to beat in the Mountain West Championship season. That 2022 was
Air
Avalos'
Force. Last good year for Air Force was 23. They were
23.
9-4, but in
Yeah, but
22
year
they won
before-
10 games, and in
Yeah.
21 they won 10 games. I mean,
Yeah,
Troy
10 and
Calhoun
10.
had that thing popping, but the last 2 years, 5-7 last year, and then now he's 1-1 with not a very good looking loss there.
No.
In Logan for sure. I don't know if it's a sign of the times or just not. When Air Force has been down in the past, why is it? Is it just a personnel? Are they too young? You know, with every
it's there's no ability in the modern NFL, modern college football landscape to go out and just get a bunch of portal players. Hey, you want to go fly at Mach 16? You want to fly at Mach 16? Hey, just come on over here.
You want to wake up at 4:45 and start marching at 5 a.m. for 350 days a year?
Yeah,
like
you don't want to go to A&M. You don't want to deal with their cush lifestyle over there. You don't want to deal with their world-class dining facility. Come on over here and we'll make you a plebe and you can march at 4:45 a.m. every day.
Yeah,
they don't even have the ability to do that because the academy, it's a lifetime commitment, man. I mean, it's a service commitment. These are the best of the best, man. These are the best human beings in terms of discipline, intelligence.
Heck yeah.
Great athletes. Like, that's the thing about the Air Force Academy is I have a deep rooted hatred for the Air Force Academy because they've whooped my butt a few times. But I got such a deep level of respect for those servicemen, the coaches. Many of those coaches are actually Academy alums and are served like in active duty in conflicts that are part of the reason we're able to even do this show today. I mean, that's the reality.
The best people.
They're
You're
the
seriously
best, man.
correct
They
on
are
that.
the
And they're
best on the
damn
be-
good
of
at
the best.
football too. You know, I mean,
yes.
Hey, if you could erase one bad memory from Air Force in your life, what are you hopping in the DeLorean and changing?
I mean, it'd be the Boise State in 2014.
14, man. I knew you were going there.
It was a 7 turnover game. It was just unhinged. And not only did we turn the football, you can't turn the ball over twice against the Air Force Academy. 7 times? I mean, you've got to be. I mean, what are we doing? You can't do that.
I wanted you to bench Hedrick so bad after that, just screaming on the airwaves. Why are they not starting Finley? Yeah. Anyway, and you were so wrong. You nailed it, and you guys end up winning a Fiesta Bowl. And Grant Hedrick is a legend in Boise.
Yeah, he most certainly is.
He is, man.
And then I have the nightmare of actually probably a little bit. This is a wild one. So Utah State goes to play there, and we're kind of in a weird space. We played against an LSU team. This is in 2019. So LSU is pretty good that year, right?
Okay.
So
Best
it
team
was
I've ever seen.
Arguably the most talented collection of college talent that are all superstars on everybody's fantasy football team now.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So that year, Ed Orgeron went into the 2019 season kind of with like a hot seat, man. It's like, I don't know, who's this Joe Burrow guy? I don't know. Who are these receivers? Like Jamar Chase and who's that guy? Who's Justin Jefferson? Who's Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Who are these guys, right? And at the time, they weren't what they are now. We go in there and lose to LSU and lose convincingly in a game that a lot of people were billing as the G5 upset special.
Because you had J Love, man.
Because we had Jordan Love spinning that pill. So we come off that loss, and then either a week or two later, we go and play at the academy. And I'm looking at the film right after I had seen Grant Delpit and 7 future NFL starters, Derek Stingley Jr., all of these guys from LSU. I'm like, oh, man, we get to play against the academy. This is going to be a 500-yard passing day, man. I can't freaking wait. So we have this great game plan, man. There's going to be just easy completions. The seams are wide open. The field free access throw that Jordan Love can make from hash to way outside the field numbers. I just can't wait. We're going to shred this team, man. Finally, we're not playing basically an NFL Pro Bowl team.
Yes. Come on.
And then pregame warmups. Beautiful day in this great day in Colorado Springs. And I kind of look up and I'm like, what's rolling in here, man? This is kind of getting dark. It was a 60-mile-an-hour nonstop wind the tail end of warmups all the way through 4 quarters of football. I'm talking where could not throw. Jordan Love. Okay, would you say that he's top 5 current NFL quarterback in terms of just arm strength, throwing ability?
Top 7, 8, maybe.
I don't know. Have you watched the last 2 games, brother?
Okay, fine. I'll give it to you. Yeah. He's
a
Pro Bowl quarterback.
Right today.
Bonafide.
Today on today's NFL. He couldn't complete a boundary hitch to the short side of the field because the ball was getting batted down by the front range winds. And I was like, this team is built because they don't want to get beat up in the trenches. They're built to throw high percentage completion and just be patient. Tried to run the ball. Jaylen Warren was hurt. He couldn't, he had no juice. He had a high ankle sprain. Our O-line was pretty much freshman and sophomore crew. And we ended up losing that game and could not move the football. And we didn't touch the ball. It was like 5 possessions.
That's 5 possessions. Stinking Air Force. Yeah, you just want these guys out of your life. You love them. You respect them. You don't root against them when they're not playing, when they're playing anybody else. Like, I always root for Air Force in the Service Academy games, the Commanders and Chiefs trophy games. I mean, I love watching Air Force. And I've interviewed Troy Calhoun so many times working in this league for as long as I have, and he's been the mainstay, and he always gives you his time and doesn't talk down to you. He's a good man and a good coach. I wanted to get your take as we transition here a little on ball talk. Let's go to the NFL because Ashton Jeanty has played 2 games. He had 11 carries on the Monday night, showed a couple of flashes, didn't play that well, had a couple of mistakes. I don't know if it was Geno or Jeanty. I will say Jeanty. He went the wrong way on a running play. Yeah. And then there were 2 cases. I don't want to say he messed up, but there were 2 instances in pass pro that, excuse me, he usually makes. And he looked like a little passive. Or maybe even confused for a second. It was odd.
It was a weird performance.
And I don't know. And the 11 carries, and all of a sudden it feels like that was Chip too pass happy? Were they too far behind where they wanted to get pass happy? Is Ashton Jeanty just not going to be the focal point of this offense this season? Like, how are you making, people not overreacting too much to the 2 games, or just how he's being used?
Yeah.
Sanford, what are you making a Jeanty here?
Yeah. Let's just Bronco Nation. Let's just tap the brakes a little bit here. Okay. Just tap-a-roo on those brakes because 100-yard games in the National Football League are really, really hard to come by. In fact, the Denver Broncos, who I cover with regularity, have not had a 100-yard rusher since January 1st of 2023, which is the 2022 season for all intents and purposes.
Was January that Phillip Lindsay?
No, it was actually tall running back.
P. Ryan?
No, it's just before him. Golly, you would definitely.
Gordon Ball. Was it a Wisconsin dude?
No.
Denver running back. 22, 23. Last guy to give him 100 yards in a game.
Yeah.
Dang, man, I'm stumped.
Yeah. But isn't that wild to think how many NFL football games have been played in this the entire 23 season, the entire 24 season? You're looking at 37, 38 games since the Broncos have had a 100-yard rusher. Dude, what you witnessed from Ashton Jeanty against Mountain West competition and even Oregon,
that
doesn't happen in the National Football League. Like, a 70-yard performance in the NFL is a pretty dang good performance for a running back. I mean, you've seen it. Just the Raiders right now, I don't love the flow of the offense. Chip Kelly, who
you coached against him.
I don't know. Like, I miss old Chip Kelly.
Dude, when you in the Stanford crew, when you were a part of Harbaugh at Stanford and Chip Kelly just had it rolling in Eugene and Pete Carroll was still Pete Carroll at USC. Like, give me my Pac-10 back, damn it. Those were so I went to a lot of those games working in
I
Oregon.
got your last Denver Bronco here.
Okay, give it to
100
me.
yards. 6'3", 230-pound running back out of Central Florida, Latavius Murray.
He was a journeyman. Latavius, he's carried the rock for 5 franchises. He's a journeyman, and he was the last Denver back to get it. Okay, well,
7 franchises.
Yeah, he's a journey. He was the last Denver. That's a great trivia question.
Isn't that wild?
I could not bust me on
that
one.
So going back to Genty, did he play great? No. Was he tasked with much one-on-one physical pass protection in his final season at Boise State? Not really. There wasn't much, man. Okay. There wasn't much pure pass pro.
Just not at an NFL level.
Yeah,
not even close.
No, those linebackers.
And that's just totally different. Picking up the college backers from the pro.
It feels very different. And then the other piece that I'll tell you here is that you're just not going to get those 25 to 30 carry games ever in the NFL. Like what do you think the weekend who is the weekend leader in the NFL in carries?
I'd have to look, but I'd say mid-20s.
Tops, right?
Right. I mean, in the NFL, these guys are so good. The running backs, your RB2 is probably the best running back to ever play at his college and the best running back to ever play in his conference in high school. That's how good those dudes are in that league. So you see action. Trying to think who Jonathan Taylor. I mean, I'm just thinking a bell cow who doesn't have any type of backup. Probably looking to lead the league.
How about this?
Carries.
Okay. In 2 weeks of the NFL season, all right, there's only been 125 carry performance. Carry. One. And it was Jonathan Taylor against the Broncos.
Okay,
after that, Josh Jacobs had 23, Saquon had 22. And Bijan had 22. McCaffrey had 22. So you're just not going to see
11 though, man. 11. Chip Kelly. You've called.
He wants to run the ball. He wants to run the football.
Ashton Genty did not even carry the rock on back-to-back downs that game. Like I mean, you've called plays at a exceptionally high level. You know everything that goes into it. How do you get away from that in those situations? And you look at the end of the game, and you probably have done this before, and you go, holy bleep, we only got the ball carrier the rock 14 times. What are we doing? Like, you probably had coaches yell at you for that after the fact when they look at the stats.
What did Genty have in the first game? Was he 12 in game 1 against the Patriots?
No, because I think he has 30 carries on the season, correct, guys? And 11 or 12 were against the Raiders. I'm sorry, on Monday night against the Chargers. So it was more against the Patriots week 1.
He had 19 in week 1
and scored. And that was
but he had game too. He had 2 yards per carry.
Yeah, it felt like Geno Smith and the passing attack. It's been a pass-first offense.
Shocking with the Pete Carroll-led outfit that drafted Ashton Genty where it drafted it.
Like, what are we doing? Yeah, it's just kind of a weird deal. So you're saying, I get it. Don't make anything of it yet. But at some point, I mean, Chip Kelly, I mean, if they want to win games, you think they're going to put the ball in his hands 20 times.
You know what I find to be what I find to be remarkable is the narrative that I found myself caught in between for an entire calendar year between CU Buffs fans that I'm now neighbors with and my previous employer, and then my alma mater and my Ball Talk Nation, Boise State fans. I was caught between the Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty discussion about the Heisman Trophy. And yet here we are 2 weeks into the NFL season with both of them as rookies, and they are dang near on a milk carton, both of them. You can't find them. I mean, Travis Hunter has had such little production and usage, and I've seen him play. That guy's capable of a lot. It's baffling to me.
You got a mic drop tonight?
I sure do, man.
In 3, 2, 1.
Colorado Springs, Colorado. It's been a place where I have I've gotten to know some demons well. Some demons that have led to, until the 2025 year, I've never gone into a stadium in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and come out with a job that I felt secure about or a victory. UNLV 2006. Boise State 2014. Utah State 2019. University of Colorado 2022. 0-4. Falcon Stadium, Colorado Springs. Something weird happened every single time that I coached a game there at Falcon Stadium. I just didn't think I could win. Thought there's crazy weather that's manufactured by the academy. They got all those scientists and experts, and are they shooting different stuff into the sky to create weather patterns for their football games that would play to the strengths of the Air Force Academy? Now, I don't know. But I'll tell you this. 2025 was the year where I, as a high school coach, was able to exercise the Colorado Springs Demons. Went down in the season opener. Same storyline. Okay. Exciting. August, September. Nice part of the year. Great weather. And then here comes the deluge of sideways rain. Oh, boy. Pine Creek High School, the powerhouse, the top 5 team in the state of Colorado. Here we go again, man. I'm going down to Colorado Springs. I'm getting an L. But we changed everything. And so I've exercised the demons ahead of time for the Boise State Broncos. And it is time for me and my family to go to Falcon Stadium as alums, as fans, and just root on the Boise State Broncos and watch them exercise my Boise State Demons that happened at Falcon Stadium back in 2014. And this is a big one. This sets the stage for the rest of the year. It sets the tone for Mountain West Conference play. You got to get this one. You're going to get this one. You're a better football team. You got a better collection of players. You have more experience by far than still a fairly young Air Force Falcon football squad. But it is time. It is time to get any of those heebie-jeebies about playing the Falcons, the Air Force, the proud men of the Air Force Academy in their home base there in Colorado Springs. Boise State, it's time. Take care of business. I can't wait to be down there for that. And that's my mic drop.
Ball Talk, Sanford and Johnny. Well done. You're going to be there. BJ Rains told me, BJ was bragging to me that apparently you're going to let him hang on the sideline of your game Friday night, and you're going to put a headset on him so he can hear you on. And Brock Heward. Is Brock Heward on that headset?
He's who I'm talking predominantly to up in the box. So
BJ's just going to listen to you and Brock talk a football game and work a game.
Yeah.
Dang, BJ. That's a good get, man. I like it. I would love that. I would love that.
Hey, and any of our loyal Ball Talk Nation watchers, viewers, listeners, I would love to have you. So if you're flying into town in Colorado for the Boise State Air Force game, coming in on, say, Friday, it's about exactly halfway from Denver International Airport to Highlands Ranch. That's the halfway point to Colorado Springs.
Go see his game.
You can catch 7:00 Friday Night Lights. We're going to be donning the Columbia blue, baby blue, first home game of the year. Everybody's fired up. It's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun, man.
Dude, I wanted to talk about shifting focus, and all the comments and the questions. We're going to answer every single one of them tonight. So appreciate you guys. But I was watching today, and I'm paying attention to what's going on with the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback room after you lose Burrow. Just wow. But, Jake Browning covered him closely with the Huskies, seen him play. He's a Chris Peterson 4-year starter, played a ton of football. So has Brett Rippon. You recruited Brett Rippon. You signed Brett Rippon before bolting to Notre Dame, coach. He started, I think, 4 years at Shadle Park. He started 4 years in college. He's played a lot of football, and he's a complete and total journeyman now. Doesn't know where he's going to be game to game, week to week, certainly season to season. So I wanted your take on this because a quarterback that they brought in to compete with Brett Rippon, 4 game checks at QB2 behind Jake Browning, is a guy named Mike White, who's also
so those are my two guys, man. Those are two.
Is a journeyman, and I think you know where I'm going with this story, and that's why you listen to Ball Talk. So Mike White was your quarterback for Western Kentucky. He led Conference USA in passing yards. He led Conference USA in attempts. I love the Sandman. Your quarterback's leading the league in passing attempts and completions. I mean, he had a really good run, and he's been in the NFL ever since. Mike White. What's life like for a guy like that? You still keep in touch with your guys, and you know these guys so well. Like you said, these are your 2 quarterbacks, Brett Rippon and Mike White. Like, just week to week, paycheck to paycheck. They have kids. You can't buy a house anywhere where a team signed you. You're probably gone in 2 weeks. Like, you're still kind of in that world a little bit. That's got to be just it's great playing football and everything, but what a crazy way to live your life, right? A journeyman quarterback in that league.
So Mike White was my quarterback my first year at Western Kentucky. And you want to talk about some volume. In 2017, Mike White threw for 4,177 yards for me, 26 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, and was our offense. I mean, we had a ton of young players. We had freshmen everywhere.
Really?
Oh my gosh. And he got hit so much. And it was a little bit like Jordan Love in 2019, where it was our best chance to win football games was Mike White spinning the ball. I mean, dude, he had 560 pass attempts that year.
Right. I mean, you guys, I love it, man. He could really spin it, huh? That's what's crazy too, real quick, is that Mike White is one of, I don't know, the 45 best quarterbacks on planet Earth, at quarterbacking at the professional level. And he has no job security.
Crazy, man.
Isn't that nuts? He's a top 50 on earth at something, and it's like he can't find work. That's such a crazy life as well. But yeah.
So the life of that journeyman quarterback, I've talked to plenty of them. I mean, Kevin Hogan was one that I coached at Stanford, and he ended up winning three Pac-12 championships, went to 3 Rose Bowls, won 2 of them. He's another guy that has been able to hang on, was playing. I just saw he was playing in the UFL after, I don't know, about a decade. I mean, Kevin Hogan's got to be 34 years old now.
I can't believe Kevin Hogan would be playing in the UFL. He's a Stanford grad too. Like, isn't he?
32 years old. Nice. Listen to this. Kansas City Chiefs in 2016, Cleveland Browns 16-17, Redskins, now Commanders, 2018, Denver Broncos 2018, Cincinnati Bengals 2020, Tennessee Titans 2021, Houston Texans 2022, back to the Titans in 22, and now he's your starting quarterback and for your San Antonio Brahmas.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Isn't that so good, man?
I mean, you have a home base house, but you don't say, hey, honey, I got a job here. We're all packing up and we're moving and we're going to be here forever. Like, no, like those guys don't get to, I mean, some of them probably can't bring their families, right? Because they're in school and stuff. Like, dad's just gone, I guess.
I mean, look at Rip City, man. Our guy, Brett Rippon.
Yeah. Look at the paychecks he's received.
Gosh.
How many even as a practice squad guy.
Okay, so here's Rip City right here. So all right, so 2019, I remember I was talking to the Denver Broncos director of college scouting, Brian Stark, who's now the assistant general manager for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Nice.
And I told him, you got to get. I had actually been pumping Grant Hedrick to him just as a guy you want around. You're going to really like him. So I think they actually gave Grant a chance at
Denver.
The Broncos.
Yeah, they brought him in. They gave him that weekend. Yeah,
and I stood on a dang table for Niner, man. And I did the same thing again for Rip City with my guy Starkey, and it worked out. I mean, Denver Broncos 2019 ended up playing. Remember? He started
against the Jets and beat them.
2020, waived by the Denver Broncos, ends up coming in he ended up 2020 getting on with
Rams.
Yep. So ended up on the Rams 2020. Yeah. So Rams, Seahawks, Jets, Bears, Vikings, and now Bengals.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
holy cow.
Just that life's got to just be crazy. The journeyman quarterback. I mean, it's a great living, but man, it's not all sunshine, puppy dogs, and lollipops every day for those guys. Man, it's crazy.
What I would say that I've learned from being around the Bo Nix, Jarrett Stidham, and now also the third string quarterback who's still on the roster, Sam Ehlinger.
Stidham's still there in Denver.
Yeah, he is. He had a phenomenal preseason.
Wow,
I mean, he looked
Stidham.
really good. So the thing I've learned is that, at least in Denver, if you're just a really good dude and you're a really supportive cat for the starting quarterback, you got a shot to be around for a long time. As long as you have the ability to be a functional backup.
Yeah,
they just don't want headaches to be the backup or the third string guy. They don't want high maintenance guys in those spaces. They want the cool dude that you want to go have a cold beer with.
Golf, whatever the case.
Yeah, and that Jarrett Stidham's like the ultimate just great dude, great bro vibes. And it's worked out because Sean
vibes.
It's true, man. And I'll tell you this, those three hang out because I work with Bo Nix's wife. She works at Valor Christian. She's a strength coach. They hang out. They're the Jarrett Stidham and his wife, Bo Nix and Izzy, and Sam Ehlinger, and they have like a get together during the season every Thursday night. Wow. They get together every Thursday night. They have like themed events. Like it's like they have like pajama party night. They have cool. fall vibes sweater nights. Like it's the coolest thing. You can see it on Izzy Nix's social media. But it's just you learn a lot, just the importance of that role. Be a good dude, be accountable, know the stuff inside and out schematically, and you'll be just fine. And that's where I think Brett Rippon's been so good. He's just a great dude. He has really, really good ability to grasp NFL systems. I would say I've had both guys and I've coached and recruited Brett Rippon and Mike White. It's interesting from an intangible standpoint. Probably give the major edge to Brett Rippon. Just football guy, football junkie.
Wants to be a coach. He said that on our show.
Mike White, in terms of the tangibles, beautiful spinner of the football.
Yeah.
Beautiful spinner of the football. But some of his deficiencies sometimes are.
He's got that. I love watching Mike White throw the ball. Dude. Luckily, thanks to you let him do it a lot.
Yeah, we got a lot of volume. Man. There's no doubt.
Yeah, sweet. Hey, what's the head coach like in the building every day when I'm just going to be in it when field goal kicking is a massive issue? Boy. Is it like get away from the crisp? I mean, what's the vibe like? Boise State, they subbed out kickers against Eastern Washington, if you remember. Boomer had an extra point blocked, then he missed a field goal, and the next time they had Kanan Moore, a true freshman, in. He made the first one, looked good, missed the second one bad, and the time that I am allowed to go to practice and report on, from what I've seen, it's not good. Like
it's so crazy. How is that
even
possible?
Practice kickers never miss in practice ever.
How did Boomer? Did Boomer? He was the toast of college football a couple of years ago.
He had a good dude. He was a good kicker, and something's happened there. If you look at his numbers, he
got the yips at UCF.
Yep.
And he hasn't recovered.
I don't think he has. When field goal kicking is an issue.
Yep.
How do you fix it? What's in your head? How the heck do you make this go away? I mean, what do you do here? I can't even imagine like what a crucial problem that is. The worst way, or one of the worst ways, is to lose a game you absolutely should have won. You outplayed them, you outgained them, you out-schemed them, damn it, but you missed 3 field goals that you shouldn't miss, and you lost. All 3 of Kellen's losses, missed field goals. Like, this town has a very odd relationship with the missed kick. And this year, it hasn't hurt them yet because look at where they've been, but at some point, wow, man, they need to figure this kicking issue out. And Spencer's even said on Monday, like they don't know I don't know who the starting kicker is.
Yeah.
Like this is Spencer's words. We're gonna battle it out all week. I don't know who the starter is. Like, are you serious? You're doing
I don't
kicking.
know how yeah, I don't
That's
know how
tough.
you get to that point, man. Gosh, that's a bad place to be. I mean, what do you man, like a program that has the resources, that can provide resources in the transfer portal, it's shocking to me that you don't feel great about a kicker. I mean, there's so many kickers out there who would love to have the opportunity to kick at elevation, to kick in a program that scores copious amounts of touchdowns. Just historically.
I mean, only Oklahoma has scored more points than your Broncos since the year 2000.
Yeah.
That's starting with your teams. Yeah.
Right.
Scored only Oklahoma, more points in college football history over that span.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's you want to be a kicker there.
The only thing that I'd say is it seems like is Boomer been handling kickoff duties?
Reeser. And looks good
right.
there, but Reeser hasn't kicked a field goal yet. I mean, kickoff duties have been good. They've been booting it out of the back of the end zone, exactly what they want to do. They've been good there.
So at least you have a confident player there.
I mean, the kicker's just not a position you want to go into a game week not knowing who the guy is, right?
Especially if, you're going to play an Air Force team where you just never know what kind of game it's going to be. Like, you're going to look, everybody's going to look at the Air Force Utah State score line and watch even the game and say, you know what? It's a terrible defense. Boise State's probably going to score, I don't know, at least 42 points, maybe 56. And then you all of a sudden get into a 17-14, just what? Explain?
Yeah.
You don't want to go into that contest against Air Force Academy not knowing who's going to put the ball through the pipes. You got to go for it on fourth down a bunch. Turnover against Air Force with no points.
Everybody sees it. I mean, the other guys on the team, they know it. They're talking about it. They're there. You can't just sugarcoat it and slap somebody on the ass and say everything's going to be all right. We got it. No,
it's not all right.
I mean, only if that's true, then okay, no more misses. But yeah, it's just everybody knows it. So it's just like I want to see that first field goal attempt. I really do. I want to see how the whole operation works, and I want to see it go right through the middle. And everybody can say, okay, here we go. There's no more yips. Stacey Collins isn't, operating on like a serious level of emotion, knowing him very, very well. Stacey Collins doesn't have bad units, but he has here. I don't know. Yeah. Nobody knows why, and I'm really curious to see that first field goal attempt, if there is one in Colorado Springs, Coach. But yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. They don't know who their kicker is, or if they do, we'll find out when they run out there, I guess. Spencer's talking tomorrow. Maybe we'll ask him, but
yeah, just the kind of the general talk of the town. And I would say your optics, your eyeballs through 3 weeks of play, 2 weeks of play. Running back power ranking today for the Boise State Broncos. Where do you have it?
I'd probably go Sire, Riley, Malik. Malik hasn't popped yet. I saw it all camp, and everybody did, and put on the Fresno tape. He did it there too. He ran for 1,000 yards. Not easy to do. A lot of Boise State fans, because they haven't seen it in the game, think like, we didn't know what we were seeing. The media or Boise State's defense is just so bad. Malik looks good against them, but he looks average against Eastern Washington. Don't get that. He'll pop. It will happen. But Dylan Riley is averaging double digits yards per carry. And he's on a mission in his life with the tragic passing of his father. And he's focused. And his dad was highly involved. He came on our show on KTIK. I think BJ had him on BNN at times. And
how long ago did he pass away, John?
A few months, a couple of months. And Sire's healthy. So that's what would be my power rankings. But you might have all three of those guys at one point, Coach, lead the team in rushing for a game.
Yeah,
I would probably bet that. It's just Malik, I don't know when Malik's going to pop. I think he will, but I just don't know when.
I could see this being the week that Malik pops just because of his shiftiness, open field running. If there is maybe a deficiency of the Air Force Academy, is that
Athleticism.
yeah, just general space athletes, right?
Yeah,
It's just,
I'll
I
give you
mean,
that.
they certainly, they're really good in, up in the sky, but not always great in space on a field. It's more Army, right?
Yeah.
You know, so
If you ever got the job at the Air Force Academy, would you be like, hey, we're the Air Force. We're going to lead the nation in passing every year through the air. Why are we running every play? We are the Air Force, so we're just going to throw.
It'd be great. Then I'm 0-12 and I'm fired again.
Yeah.
The reason that every single academy has ran the option or some form of it for the last
fired again.
Who did it? It was it Bobby Ross that tried to run pro style offense at Army? Who was that?
Bobby Ross I think he got
was it Bobby
the
Ross?
Navy gig? I think Bobby Ross was at Navy, Georgia Tech, the Chargers. Did he get? I don't know. Munkin at Army. Rich Ellerson at Army.
Ellerson tried to run kind of a non-traditional option.
He was kind of Rich Ellerson, man. The names that come out of our mouths on Ball Talk, Rich Ellerson. I don't even know where he's coaching right now.
My dad worked at the West Point at my dad coached at West Point, right?
I didn't. Your dad was at West Point.
Yep.
Wow. And, were you alive then?
No, my sister was born at Army General Hospital.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And my dad was an active duty enlisted military coach. It was their equivalent of a graduate assistant. So my dad's a veteran. I have USAA auto insurance because of my dad being so my dad is a vet. He gets really, really inexpensive movie tickets. And he was there for 2 years. My sister was born there.
Your dad was at West Point. Wow. Was he there with Bill Parcells at all? Please.
He was there. He was there with the head coach was a guy named Lou Saban.
Oh yeah. You're killing me, Whitey. You're killing me.
Isn't that good, man?
You Lou Saban, no relation to Nick, but he coached your Denver Broncos.
Correct.
For a long time. He's a great NFL films. Just go to YouTube.
Here's who I was looking for a fired Army head coach that tried to not run some semblance of here he is right here. It was Bobby Ross.
It was it Army?
Bobby
Ross. Right on that? Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
He had been that he tried to run. It did not go well at West Point at all. How many years has Troy Calhoun been? Is it 26 now?
I thought it was 17, 16, something like that. I didn't think it was in the 20s.
No, you're probably right. Yeah.
He was the offensive coordinator of the Houston Texans, Troy Calhoun, the year before he got the Air Force gig, which was 2007. So this is year 19.
Yeah, and he was a quarterback at Air Force 1985 to 1988, a GA 89-90. He was the JV offensive coordinator at Air Force in 93, 94.
I love how they still had JVs into the 90s, man.
Dude, I got to coach JV football when I was at Yale.
Yale had a JV team.
Glorious, man. It was the coolest. I was like,
that's in the 2000s.
What is going on here?
Like there's JV football going on at Yale.
I love the like at the academies, don't they have, what do they call it? Like the sprint football? It's like you have to be less than 190 pounds or something. It's like a lightweight sprint football.
And do they give you gear? Like I thought, okay, Notre Dame, I was told intramural football at Notre Dame has full pads. Can you confirm
it does.
That?
Oh, 100%. And it's by dorm too.
Yeah, intramural Notre Dame football.
Unreal.
They put pads on. It's not flag. That is so cool, man. I don't know any other college I've heard that does that. That is our intramural league is full on helmets. And yeah, that's great. So you remember that, huh?
Oh yeah, I coached it. It was unbelievable.
Give me a score. Boise State Air Force. I think it's a comfortable one. I'm not buying that it's going to be shaky. I got like 31-12, 34-14. I think it's going to be kind of an easy peasy fourth quarter. Not a lot of sweat left, honestly.
All right. You're
I'm down on Air Force. They kicked the shit out of Bucknell. I'll give them that. But that Utah State thing, I'm taking that into next week, and you're not supposed to do that.
Here's the deal, man. Colorado Springs, Colorado, the weather, 75 degrees, sunny, less than a 6% chance of precip for Saturday.
Beautiful.
No wind.
Oof.
It's going to feel exactly like the actual real field temperature of 75 degrees. Boise State wins by 17. 42. We'll go 18, 42-24.
Good call. All right. Couple of questions. Surf City Bills coach taking a call for the UCLA job.
Well, I mean,
talking about this
personally, just real quick, if you show up to the Valor Christian game against Mullen High School, you'll see a greater attendance number than a game at the Rose Bowl right now. And I'm probably not embellishing that.
Valor versus Moeller. That's Cincinnati.
Mullen. No, Mullen.
Yeah.
Mullen, yeah.
All right. Okay. Just your thoughts on the UCLA gig, though. I mean, it's $3-4 million probably a year. You probably can't
all
win.
Of those jobs. All
do
of those
you
jobs
care?
are,
I mean, people will want that job.
I mean, it's a job that I've always thought, for me and my background, of course, I'd love to do that. I'm a Southern California guy.
Yeah.
I grew up with my dad coaching at USC when Terry Donahue was the head coach at UCLA, and
Troy
KJ
Aikman versus
Stokes
Rodney Pete. You were there.
Yes. Yeah. Those, I mean, I know a different UCLA than the current iteration of it. The reality is whoever gets that job, is anybody really turning that thing? I think it's going to be a maniacal recruiter. It's got to be. That's the only thing that I can see.
Jason
but
Eck.
Man, I mean, yeah.
Brian
cool.
Harsin.
Yeah. I mean, it's all personnel, man. Are either
don't
one
know.
of those two guys going to get, I mean, are they going to be the galvanizer that's going to get dudes there? Like, I'm talking, you got to compete against,
UCLA can't.
I don't know, man.
I agree. What else we got? Love the helmet in the background, Adam Freeland. He's talking about that's the classic look. And that's when I asked you about if you could pick one uniform to wear at Boise State again, I would have thought you would have went with the old school classic right there behind you, brother.
Yeah, but not on the road. That would have been a home banger.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, on the road, I love that white, man. White on white.
Redbeard's not over the loss.
Gosh, that was rough,
so
wasn't
bad.
it?
The worst. And why the hell is that penalty 15 yards? Competition committee, stop with this. Yeah. The punishment does not fit the crime. A 15-yard penalty.
Why is an NFL special teams coordinator calling that block?
Yeah, why would you even try to
on
block
a 60-yarder
field goal?
Darren Rizzi should be fired.
Back off. You were not even trying to block this. I don't even like Denver. I have no skin anywhere, although I did have them -1. I won't lie, so it costed me out there about $200. But, dude, that's a rough – I can imagine Bronco Sports Radio for you this week.
Oh, man. It's been hot.
It is stop. They shouldn't –
Spicy.
Lose to the crappy Colts. What's this one? Ajayi. He got a couple of 200s, if I recall. That's football. NFL.
Yep. He did.
Ajayi is one of, I believe, 4 players, and it's like Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, Marshall. It's just crazy. They've had back-to-back 200-yard rushing games. Ajayi's on that list, Coach.
Arguably one of the most. Yep, arguably one of the most talented running backs and just natural runners I've ever been around.
J-Train. This is an interesting one, Adam Freeland. We hear eye control all the time in the pressers. And can you break down what the defense is looking for and how important to have good eyes against Air Force? Let's go out. Eye control, Coach.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a coaching cliche that gets thrown out there quite a bit, right? But the gist of eye control is really it's discipline with your keys. So, for example, if a guard is pulling, then that triggers something for a linebacker. And against a team like Air Force, it might be if that guard blocks down in their A gap, then it's some type of, kind of gap scheme or veer or wedge. Therefore, I have to key the fullback, and that's my responsibility potentially as an inside linebacker. And then, for the teams that use a lot of eye candy, distractions, stuff that I try to create on a daily basis when I'm putting together a game plan, is I want to put some French pastry over the top, some nice little dressing on the salad, if you will, to try to entice safeties or linebackers to watch maybe my best player on a fly sweep motion. Then boom, there goes counter the other way. And we're always trying to look for eye violators.
Ooh.
So eye violations typically can lead to defensive backs, linebackers.
You see that on film by looking at their body?
Yep, you can see it. You can tell their eye. I mean, where the eyes go, ultimately the body follows.
So you'll find a player. Hey, 44 is an eye mover. 44. So we're gonna run this play on him because we think 44's eyes are gonna follow the fly sweep and then pop him with the counter. And
the crazy thing about high school football is that, I mean, with a lot of regularity, they take a lot of the cheese, man. Like it's kind of fun to coach, right? Because you can get a lot of eye violations and then move and run the ball the other way, or play action over the top. I mean, there's so many different opportunities to get people in run pass and motion conflicts.
What else we got? Did you ever have any run-ins with Chad Kelly? He was like junior college. He played at Clemson. He was at Ole Miss.
I've heard a lot of stories, man.
Ryan Dinwiddie won a Grey Cup with him, or went to one with him.
From what I understand, we'll call it peak Ryan Dinwiddie is a lot like peak Chad Kelly.
Yeah, I love that combo. so sweet,
good,
man.
So
yeah,
good.
I love those type of quarterbacks, man. I really do. This is a great one by Skyship. He's taking the boys to the Notre Dame game. Give them 3 things to see or do in South Bend, Coach.
Well,
Sanford, you went. Did you go to South Bend High School for 1 year?
No, I went to Mishawaka Penn High School for 2 years, sophomore and junior year.
You lived in South Bend because your dad was the receiver.
We lived in Mishawaka. Actually, we lived in Granger, but went to high school in Mishawaka. It's about 20 minutes north and east of downtown South Bend. Candidly, one of my favorite places to go in South Bend is right across the street. This wasn't there when I was growing up at Notre Dame, but it was there when I was coaching. There's a whole development that has a kind of a row of Irish pubs and really cool bars, and a Brothers that's a really fun bar. There's a couple of it's truly just across the street from the grand entrance to Notre Dame Stadium. But man, everything is on campus that's special. Taking a walk on campus, walking around the Twin Lakes. The official campus name is Notre Dame du Lac, which is Our Lady of the Lake. And that's there's something peaceful and serene and that is spiritual about taking a night walk. And I'm talking about like 10:30, 11 o'clock the night before a game, and then going over to the grotto, which is a prayer vigil area that you can light a candle and leave a donation. I've bent my knees on those padded prayer area there at the grotto in my lifetime, probably 150 times. The Golden Dome is spectacular to see both at night and in the morning. Getting into their the Basilica of the Sacred Heart, which is just beautiful. Their main church, and being able to catch a mass at Notre Dame. You just want to be on campus. And what I would recommend is just go to campus and spend hours and just keep walking, and you'll get a flow for how special that place is. There's nothing like it on planet Earth.
Yeah, man, it's cool that you have such a special relationship with Notre Dame, as a kid, just loving life because your dad was a receiver coach there. And so you got an inside press pass type of thing to practice and all those players. And then you get to be an offensive coordinator there, go to Fiesta Bowls there and New Year's 6 games. And this is going to be hard. You can hop in the time machine and take 1 gig back. You don't leave Boise State in 14 for the OC, or you don't leave Notre Dame in 16 as the OC and take the head coaching job at Western Kentucky. If you could have one of those OC gigs back, Boise State or Notre Dame, do you ever think about that?
I think about it all the time. And it's the one my wife, Anne-Marie, loved, which is crazy. She's a West Coast girl, grew up in the Bay Area, just loved living in South Bend, Indiana. Our kids, just great neighborhoods, really down to earth people, a really special game day atmosphere. Ironically, Notre Dame, as massive as the brand is, man, it's really nice living in South Bend because all of Notre Dame's fan base and they fly in on private jets from New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, San Francisco, Miami, Dallas. They're in major cities. Nobody that's a Notre Dame grad, they don't live in South Bend.
Okay, yeah.
So all of our friends are Purdue grads and Purdue fans, IU fans and IU, Ball State grads. So they just like you as a person. They don't get care. Like you're in Boise. I loved coaching at Boise State. It's my alma mater. I love the place. But you go to the grocery store and people recognize, is that coach? What's Sanford? Man, he had a bad game this week. Oh, hey, how you doing, Mike?
You see that?
Oh,
you can
yes.
tell. Oh,
yeah, and it, and it's funny because Boise is, the people there are fun, they're chill, they're down to earth, they're good people, but you can always kind of sense it a little bit. Whereas in the deep South, when I was the head coach at Western Kentucky, and there's nothing else in Bowling Green, Kentucky besides hilltopper football.
Yeah.
And frankly, all of us are really
Harbaugh Field, man. Jack and Jackie.
But really, all of us are just University of Kentucky basketball fans. We're just biding our time until basketball season starts. But by the way, hey, Coach, is that offensive line going to be any better this year, Coach? Hey, excuse me, I'm just trying to have some fried chicken here with my family. Is that okay? I don't really feel like talking about my offensive line right now. Would that be all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard some things about that. I heard it's not going great over there, Coach. Just know we're praying for y'all, okay? We know it's not easy, Coach.
Wow, you nail that.
Oh, it's brutal, man. I hated that. That's the worst part about coaching, man. It's the worst.
I'm going to expand on that the next edition of Ball Talk, but let's get Tequila Gus, civilian.
How was my Kentucky accent, by the way?
It's beautiful. Like you've had that conversation so many times. If Anne Marie's watching this right now, she's like, she remembers the lady who said it and the guy who said it, what he was wearing. Tequila Gus, as a civilian, both football and military, I've never understood the size advantages offensive line has over the Air Force defense. Why is it so hard to run against them with the size difference? Air Force has typically had smaller players.
Yeah, they do have a smaller pool of players. They, one of the Denver Broncos defensive linemen that's huge, Jordan Jackson, played at Air Force Academy. Yeah. He was fantastic. And I remember him in pregame warmups when I was at Utah State. I go, that guy wouldn't fit in a cockpit.
Yeah, that used to be the rule.
How did they? Wait, did they change that?
They did.
Yeah, so they did change that. He's an engineer, or he's
which was stupid anyway. You don't.
He's on the ground. He's on the ground. You
don't need to be able to fit in the cockpit if you're not going to be a pilot. They can go to the Air Force, and there's other stuff for them to do. But yeah,
to that point though, I mean, it's tricky because you just look at them most years and you're like, we should steamroll these guys. And they play with such good leverage. They play with great discipline. They always are in gap sound. And then they play a structure of defense. It's always a 3 down front. And it just makes you it always has its edges accounted for. So you can't run a lot of wide zone or sweep plays.
Yeah.
And they kind of they're great at setting edges. You think about option football.
Yeah.
What they see all spring ball and fall camp is perimeter attack based premise. So how in the heck are you going to out perimeter a perimeter based attack?
You're right.
And so, that's some of the challenges. You gotta win on inside zone. And frankly, you've got to be pretty content on inside zone power and tight track counters. You've got to be pretty content to get 3 yards of ugly yardage. You're not going to get a lot of just home run runs.
Coach, get after it on Friday. So BJ will be in town. You're going to go to the Boise State game. Are you doing any BNN coverage this weekend?
I believe so, man. We'll see how the game goes Friday, man. If we take care of business and otherwise sometimes, it's
it all depends on winning. When Anne Marie has family coming into town and there's a whole plan, everybody knows it's only if you win, right? Like,
I had some moments after losses, particularly at University of Minnesota, that we would go out to a meal in the morning or mid-morning before I had to go into the office. And I was like, I couldn't even speak. I was so anxious about what the day was going to hold after a loss, just because the environment in that building was just so bad.
Yeah.
So incredibly negative, so incredibly like,
row the
sky
boat,
is,
though, man.
yeah,
row the boat.
yeah, that's what they say, right? That's what they say. That's what the public knows. That's what, that's what the spin is and the narrative is. But there's always a reality that's not quite what we hear at a press conference or what the media has a chance to see.
For sure.
Yep,
It's more
everywhere.
about just wearing a shirt and tie underneath your getup every game day. I'm just yeah. Coach, see you next week. Well done as always.
Love you there.
Ball talk.
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.